You ready for a tasty treat? What?
Tell me where to go, tell me what to do. I'll be right there for you. Tell me what to say, no matter if it's true. I'll say it all for you, for you, for you, for you.
I used to be the type of kid that would always think the sky is falling. Why am I so differently wired? Am I a Martian?
What's going on YouTube? It's Jay Wilson, JWill07, Instagram, Twitter, Jay Wilson on Facebook, NorthFinUSA.com, NorthFinUSA on Facebook. Check it all out. Buy your food, just browse, get information. It's all the same to me. I just want you to make sure you have all the information and all the right products for getting your tank running. So what's this about? Check it out. Got a new background. Yeah, that's right. It is the crystal wall. I love it. And here's why I love it. It's not as big as the Malawi and Texas wall, which is by far some of the best work that Universal Rocks does. Often imitated, never duplicated. I got this bad boy in. There is absolutely no silicone to be had. You can if you want, but there is absolutely no silicone holding this bad boy up. And that's one of the reasons why I like Universal Rocks. The other is their product is pretty realistic looking. When I put it in, it's one sheet, and I can do whatever I want with it. I can take it out, clean it, put it back. You know, there's so many different things that I can do with this. And the customer service and it being a family down in Texas that is absolutely living an amazing dream of doing some absolute fantastic fantasy type work. So I chose the crystal wall from them. Went down, checked it out, because if you notice, I've got the left and right panel of my background in my tank. So there is no side shots anymore. But I have noticed something absolutely amazing. I've had fish, well, two fish in here that have never colored. They've always stayed pretty decently colored, but they are now fired up, and I have to think that it's the background. It doesn't allow them to see outside of the tank except in the front. There's no nervousness when it comes to going to the side of the tank where they have to kind of watch their back. This is absolute, almost 360 degrees, a habitat for them. The other thing is I noticed they're a heck of a lot more calm. That's the neat part. So, 2 center braces in this tank. This sucker was a fill in the blank. It was one sheet, that's the way we wanted it. I had to roll it and fold it and tie it and get it in from this side. Once I did, I was able to cut the twine. Thank you, my dear wife, for the idea. And I wrestled it like an alligator. At times I thought of ripping it out because we were having such a tough time. I also made it more complicated for myself because I left the fish in. I didn't want to take the fish out, put them back in, move them around, making sure I had enough aeration somewhere else. So if you can do that, prior plan and do that. I promise you it'll save you a lot of heartache. Make sure you know exactly where the background's going in, where your intake and outputs are going to go prior to installation. So I ended up cutting some holes, one here and one behind this rock. And I will grab the camera here shortly and show you. One sheet, 2 center braces, not an issue. No siliconing, the output actually holds it up there. There is very small space behind there, and the reason why I switched was not anything other than I wanted a little bit more room in my tank to add more fish. If you're doing a species-only tank and you know exactly how many fish are going in, then you can absolutely do whatever background you want. I absolutely like the crystal because it still has some three dimensions to it, but it's not as deep in any of the places, which allowed me to do the left and right side of my tank. Now, I'm telling you, there are backgrounds everywhere. DIY. There's like 3 or 4, 5 different places that sell backgrounds. Try them out. The only reason I talk about Universal Rocks is because it's simple, it's local, and I don't have to silicone if I don't want to. Those are 3 pretty big things. They're all going to cost you some money. I promise you that. All of them. Use a code. Jay Wilson, you get 15% off. How awesome is that? Try it out. If you got any questions, email me, shoot in the comments. I'll help you out to the best of my ability. I got off the phone with one of the community members yesterday, and we were just talking about the background and how he was going to do it and why he wanted to do it and if it was a good idea. I'm here to help. Phone number's on the website if you want to check it out. Leave a voicemail and I'll call you back. But I promise you, you're not making a mistake by going with Universal Rocks. That's all I got to say about it. So you see it. You tell me what you think. You may like the other one. You may like the other ones better. My Malawi rock, my Texas wall. I happen to like Crystal, and not because it's a girl's name. That sounded really weird. But I happen to like the Crystal wall because I was able to do the side panels without taking up a whole lot of real estate. So let's grab the camera and let me show you what it looks like inside, and I'll talk to you about how I cut out the intakes. All right, let's check it out. So the neat part about this is it's still three-dimensional in the sense that it gives you that background look, but it's not as deep. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I had to cut out the intake, and you can see I just I fed a little bit, and I used the Eheim vacuum to vacuum up some nasty. But when you look deep back here, get out of the way. I made a cut prior to. Let's see if I can zoom in. There we go. I made a cut prior to, and it works perfectly. The intake comes right out. You can place it in however you want. But my goodness, look at that. There's one of the outputs holding it down for me. Rockscape looking lush. Got some cats chilling in there. And as I come over here, you almost cannot see the other intake. And there's a reason. This one actually sticks straight out because there really wasn't, I couldn't get it right here where I want it to. You can see right here. I wanted to get it in there, but I didn't want to block that awesome look down there. So what I did, see if you can see it. I cut, whoa, there you go. I cut right there. And I just hid it behind a rock. Pretty simple stuff. So, look at that. One piece, two FX6s, and a Sun behind it. It's starting to get that algae buildup that I like, that brown, that slight brown haze to it, which will match the rocks perfectly. So, it was worth it to me. I really like it. Let me talk to you about the fish that colored up. Where'd he go? This guy right here, look at him. He was never colored in this tank, ever. I have to think it has to do a lot with the panels. Let's see if we can get a shot in here. Look at that. Crappy because it's still bright out. But that's it, folks. UniversalRocks.com. They did it again. It's looking amazing. Now, one of the things you will get is you're not going to get perfect sides. So I'll back out so you can see. You can kind of see on this side that I have a little bit of ridge. But I don't have to hold it in. Same thing on this side. But literally you cannot see it unless you are super close. And that's what you get. These fish are looking awesome. I got more real estate. I think I'm going to add some more fish to it. I've got fish's colors popping like crazy in this bad boy. That's it, folks. 2 center braces. It was a bear. Check out their website. Shoot me emails. Give me a call, text, whatever. I can walk you through any steps. Remember, often imitated, never duplicated. Contest is killing it right now. We've got a ton of entries, ton of awareness to this hobby. This is by far one of the greatest contests I've ever done, and I'm super stoked about it. Look at this Buccochromis. He's stoked too. Good grief. Golly, Miss Molly. That thing is a monster. Look at this. That Pheno is getting monstrous, by the way. He's getting some more speckles in, and this guy got his butt chewed up. Woo, look at that. But he'll be all right. All right, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching, liking, disliking, subscribing, unsubscribing, sharing, unsharing, whatever you're doing to make this channel relevant in this community. I absolutely appreciate it. Comments, always welcome. Subscriptions, you know the deal. And you know what's next.